guys, what's going on? It's day 346 here at E3 2016. I'm joined by Lonzo Prangs. We played Zelda, and it was good. We're here to give you a little report on what we played. Lots of different stuff going on in this new Zelda game. Obviously a complete overhaul for the series, lots of new mechanics, lots of new ways to find and interact with the world. Lonzo, tell me some of the cool stuff you did when you were playing Zelda.
It was actually really peaceful. I started off by kind of wandering around. There's a lot of stuff that sparkles throughout the map that lets you know that you can pick it up, and then you can cook stuff. So you can combine up to 5 ingredients to make different things. Some of them give you extra hearts for a certain amount of time. Some of them give you extra stealth for a certain amount of time. So I did a whole bunch of experimenting with cooking, and I also had my wolf companion, introduced by the amiibo, basically herd these boars for me to hunt, which then gave me meat. So if you have the amiibo in this game, this is like the best amiibo integration I've seen in any game so far. Then you have your own wolf companion who can distract archers, who can help you find things, and can actually herd wild animals for you, which is really cool.
That was one of the craziest things to me, is the introduction of that wolf into the gameplay. It completely changes the way you can maneuver around enemies. You know, he'll go in and distract enemies for you while they're trying to fight him off. You can pick him off with a bow and arrow. It is Wolf Link from Twilight Princess,
weird.
which narratively, very strange.
That's why I keep being like, it's just a wolf. Thinking that it's wolf is...
The fact that it looks so much like Wolf Link, though, it's a little distracting.
It's very confusing.
So I split my playtime with IGN's own Jose Otero. Jose played the first portion of the demo, and I played the second portion. And Jose went and immediately found the fire rod, which is a classic Zelda staple weapon, and it's sort of unceremoniously just kept in a cave on the map. You don't have to go through a dungeon to find it. You don't have to buy it from somebody. It's just there in a treasure chest.
I love that.
Yeah, and you have it. It's an item just like any other item, like any other bow or sword. You can break it if you use it too often. It'll run out of magic. But the thing that it does, the coolest, is it has this giant area effect. So any of the tall grass in Breath of the Wild, you can cast these giant fireballs and just start these wildfires. So Jose was, he came across this group of moblins, and he's just tossing fireballs at them and lighting them on fire. It was so crazy.
Yeah, the person who was playing on the console next to me, I looked over at one point in time, and Link just burned to death. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Link can now burn to death. So that's cool.
It's pretty weird. We also found a Korok leaf that just fell off one of the trees.
That's awesome.
Which that has been an item or some variation of that in several Zelda games. And here again, I think that's the thing that's most surprising to me about this game, is that those items are just readily available for you. There's no trials and tribulations to go through, and they're so well integrated into the world. So Jose saw a boat. He's like, I want to get on that boat. And so to get there, he had to chop down a tree. The tree fell into the water. He had to run across the tree. Well, first he chopped down a second tree and grabbed the Korok leaf. Then he ran across the log, jumped onto a rock, jumped onto a pier, got on the boat, and then used the leaf to blow the boat across the lake.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and
I feel like this Zelda, above all others, is going to have people talking to each other and telling each other their own personal experiences. It's going to be so different for every single person who plays it. And with all the cooking stuff, I was like, before I go into a dungeon, I'm probably going to preemptively make sure I have tons of weapons, because they can degrade now, and I have tons of stuff to eat and different buffs that I might want, and everyone's going to approach that differently, which is super cool.
Yeah, and it's really interesting that I'm not a person that plays Zelda for narrative. I like the stories that are in Zelda games, but ultimately it's about gameplay, and like you were saying, I believe that the narrative of this one is going to be so much more of that playground kind of feeling, where it's like, you won't believe what I did last night in Zelda. I jumped off a mountaintop and slid down the mountainside on my shield, and I was sniping skeletons with my bow and arrow.
Very weird parallel, but kind of like Metal Gear Solid 5. That's the same kind of thing, where everyone approaches things differently, and that's awesome to talk about.
I also found a blue rupee, which...
Oh, I didn't see any rupees.
Supposedly, we were told that rupees might not be in the game at all, and I dug up a rupee, and all the Nintendo guys kind of freaked out.
Rupees confirmed.
But of course, my capture kit had stopped recording, so that footage doesn't exist.
Could be lying.
For all you know, I'm making
confirmed.
it up. Are all these rumors true? Maybe, who knows? Stick around to IGN to find out. We got plenty more stuff coming to you from E3 this year, so keep watching if you want to know all about Zeldas.